not host. Now, moving on, we are talking to one of the names I think everybody here will know, Guild Esports. So they are one of our biggest success stories in esports, I think. They're a name that's been around for a long time. There's lots that we can learn from them. So here to tell us more about the strategy of Guild, its newest innovation, the Guild Academy, and their take on future growth, please welcome Director Grant Rousseau. Hello. Please feel free to take a seat. So,
don't often get a gamer's chair on the stage.
I know, right? So, as I said, big intro, because Guild is a name that everybody here will know, everybody is familiar with, I think, no matter, what your title is, what you love, Guild is a name that you are familiar with. So, tell me a little bit about Guild and what you have going on at the moment.
So, we're about a year old in terms of our progression so far. So obviously we're born in COVID, in this pandemic, which is a very unique way to approach the esports space. I mean, I still talk about how as staff I work with every day I've not even met yet. And I think we're taking a really unique approach to the esports industry. Everyone says that, right? Everyone says that. But I think we've just found our niche in terms of the market we're trying to aim for, the kind of people we're trying to get as fans, and our sort of directives and the way we want to approach building our brand, I think. So I think that's the most important thing. You have to find your niche right. You have to believe in that and believe that it's going to connect with people and that you want them to follow you, and as a result, you can work with them. And I think we've managed to find that in the right way.
I mean, you definitely have. As I said, you are a name people know, you're a name people talk about. And as you said, you've garnered credibility so quickly, I think. We are an industry that sees people arrive in a big blaze of glory and then they disappear. But actually, I think you arrived and instantly had that kind of credibility. You instantly had a quite good foothold. And I think that's been, cemented by Guild Academy. So tell me a little bit more about that, because it's really exciting.
Yeah, I think this is our biggest directive that's unique about us. It's the biggest reason I joined Guild. Creating a path to pro system, I think, is something that a lot of organizations or even companies, whoever wants to talk about, but haven't necessarily put into action. So we really wanted to put that in place, taking the formation of football academies, which in the Premier League in the UK is obviously well known and well designed. So our director of academy is actually from Arsenal Football Club, and we have a few people from that background combined with the esports side. And at the moment, it represents a platform that anybody of any age can hop on. It provides sort of different difficulties according to the level of the game you're at, and it gives you a year-long training course in that respective game. And that course represents more than just playing the game. We have coaches dedicated to them who can give you video analysis within this platform. We have sessions on nutrition. We have sessions on your sports and mental health, your sports psych and mental health. So it tries to encompass all aspects. It's quite casual at the moment, so we're trying to get things in place and it's in a really good spot. But the hope is, of course, as more people join and as we upgrade those sort of the facility of it, that we can find the next generation of players. And my job is to, as I said, create that path to pro and find that next special talent in one of our games through it.
I mean, as I said, it's so exciting. It's something we've talked about a lot today, is this grassroots level. How are we bringing in the talent? How are we creating the formal structures to support them? And, you said it's part of your job, and I assume it's something that brought you here because it's really exciting. But you have got quite a long and storied history in esports. So tell me a little bit about that, and then why Guild?
So I've been in esports now for about 6 years, which according to some of my players means I'm old. I've started off with my own organisation in the UK, amateur, bit of fun, like anyone, and then kind of hopped about, starting really from the bottom. So started as like a team manager for a League of Legends team in the UK scene, and then managed to get a break over in the LCS in America, and have just really worked my way up. I've had the opportunity to move into the operations divisions of a lot of companies, so Overactive Media, who are known as Mad Lions, might be one people know, XL Esports, of course, in the UK as well. So I've got to see both the performance side of esports and the operational side of esports. I've been lucky enough to see quite a wide spectrum of how a business can be run, but then also how a business can win, from the sports perspective. And when Guild came along, I was really looking for that opportunity to truly drive a performance team. It's been a passion for mine so long, and I'm so desperate for the UK industry of esports to be big and recognised, and I say, talk about that path pro, give people from the UK the opportunity to be pro players. I felt that this was an opportunity for me to do that through, in the nicest way, winning, creating a name, getting us out on the stage, and making, you know, a company and a team that the people of the UK can be proud of, and the Guild really represents that, obviously combined with the Academy, which was a directive to allow players to come through. So I think it was just really attractive blank slate opportunity.
I mean, you talk about making a name for yourself, and one way to do that is to bring David Beckham on board. So tell me a little bit about that, because you know, this is, I think, an arena where we see people stamp their name on something, but that's not the case here, is it?
No, so he started off as an ambassador for us, so it was looking to make that statement and see if there's someone we can work with, and then he fell in love with it, so he came back in, invested his own money back into it, and is now, you know, part of it. So he's really there on a week-to-week basis. So we talk to his team, as you can imagine, he's got a whole team around him now. So we talk to his team on a weekly basis, and then we obviously meet up with him, you know, not weekly, but as part of that process. He's really interested in two aspects, which is the Academy. So obviously he, from his background in sport, can have a lot of influence over what was good about Academy and what was bad. And then he's very interested in bringing in women and other backgrounds into, for him, sport, and so for us at Esports as well. So those are the two main directives that we're trying to work on through him, that he feel he can have the most impact. So it's just really nice. I mean, obviously it's a great name as a big football fan myself, but it is legitimate and he has impact on the design of this company, and he's genuinely interested in where it's going and how it can help the UK sports industry.
For me, one of the things I love is that everyone I've ever met from Guild talks with this similar passion. You know, you're all, I think, stalwarts of the industry. The roots of Guild stretch back a long way. And so I think that is part of why it felt so concrete when it arrived, rather than some of the, as I said, some of the more spectacle teams that we see crash and burn. So this is something I asked earlier, but how do you manage to stay cautious when, I mean, we've seen very rapid growth, really, from Guild?
It's tough, because there's no correct way to do esports. There's no one you can copy. There's no, you know, there's obviously teams who are bigger than others and you can look at, but it's very tough to know when to make some sort of aggressive move versus to be safe and step back. I think you just have to have a mindset, which I've always tried to take through my career, of be willing to make a mistake, be willing to accept that, and then just step back and clear it up and learn from it, rather than be too cautious and not have a go at something. I think sometimes esports orgs can be a little bit, in the nice way, almost scared that something they're going to do is going to get a negative reaction, or something they're going to do is going to cause problems, and you're never truly going to know unless you go and have a go. Now, obviously, if you have people with experience behind you and people with good backgrounds behind you, that'll give you a better chance of it going right, I hope. But you have to be willing to make mistakes, because nobody truly knows quite yet what they're doing, and we shouldn't pretend we do. So just have a go.
I mean, I think that's one of the difficulties, isn't it, of having such a passionate and engaged fan base, is that their support is there, but then if it turns the other way, it is terrifying. And so that's why people are so cautious. So what's next for Guild? You know, where are you? I mean, don't give away all your secrets, I'm sure you won't. But what's coming up for you?
I think it's been a very good first year. We've stayed within four key areas of our games. We've brought on sort of a few content creators, and then we've stayed very steady with that. We're just about to really go into year two now for us, you know, having started around September last year. So defining out our new goals, we want to represent Guild, talking and looking into game expansions of some kind. You know, people keep throwing the word of franchise around us as well, and seeing what opportunities are from that point of view. And I think for the other side is, as the brand's growing, finding new and different revenue opportunities for the business, I think is really, really going to be key. Have some ideas, can't share them, but I think there's going to be some unique ways we come to market. But for me, the biggest thing will be the Academy. So how can we now, we've got the casual platform going for the Academy, we've got people hopping on, having fun with it, enjoying it and growing. How can we now set the stage for under 18 teams, under 16 teams, and create that sort of after school club feel? That's going to be the next key, and that's where hopefully most people see the biggest development, I think, over the next year with Guild. So we'll make a lot of noise with the games and the brand and stuff, but really want the Academy to come solidified as an option for people to become a pro player.
And what do you, I mean, this is kind of the topic of the day, but what do you see the UK needing to do around things like the Academy? Because for me, they're such key initiatives to find the talent and, as I said, create that structured framework for them. But what do we need to be doing around that to, you know, in 10 years for the UK to genuinely be an esports powerhouse?
It's a tough one. I get asked a lot. I think there's a few areas we need to hit. So we need to hit education. So we need to, for some reason, just a sense I get is that in the UK, the parents of the country and still see gaming as such a negative thing compared to a lot of other European countries and America. So finding ways to do more education opportunities. So we obviously have our Parent Centre, our academy, but seeing companies out like UKIE and Schoolhouse and the British Association going in and doing that educational work is really important. I think we need to connect with the government more. I think we need to find opportunities for directives with the government for them to recognise this is a legitimate industry within the UK that can provide so many job opportunities and so much community and happiness, and then recognising that will also give legitimacy to it. And I think in a nice way, we've got to go win some games and win some trophies with some British players. So that would be really, really nice. I'm hoping we can do that with a couple of our teams. But I think that's probably like the key 3 directives to hit for now.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, I think we all want to win some trophies, please. That's what I'm looking for. But thank you so much. Really great to peek behind the scenes of such an exciting org. So please give a huge round of applause to Grant. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks.